Hey everybody, welcome to week 2 coursework review. So this week we're going to be going over chapter 9, body mechanics, chapter 10, infection control, which is one of the most important chapters we'll cover in this course. And as we've all seen by the COVID-19 virus, we see how important infection control is. And then the last one is chapter 11, environmental safety. Okay, I've had a few emails saying that people cannot find the PowerPoints for the class. They're redesigning the courses so that usually they all look the same. And so if you want to find the chapter or the PowerPoint, if you click on the chapter, so infection control, usually it will download somewhere down here in the toolbar, or sometimes it'll open directly in PowerPoint. So if it's not opening directly in PowerPoint, look down to the bottom. So if I click on that, it should open up the PowerPoint. And it's opening slowly. Okay, so there you are, the PowerPoint's right there. So if you're having problems with that, try that and it should take care of it. If you're still having problems, let me know. Okay, so our discussion questions this week, you have again 2 discussion questions each week. The first discussion question says, Chapter 10 discusses infection control and its importance. In your own what is the importance of infection control in healthcare arena? Okay, so based on the reading that you've done on infection control, I want you to tell me what the book is saying in your own words. I don't want you to just go off on your own, say what you think it is, but based on your reading, what is it? List at least one way that you can help break each link or element in the chain of infection. Now, this is where people mess up on this exercise. It says list at least one way to break each element in the chain of infection. All right, so in your PowerPoint and in your reading, you will find in chapter 10, figure 10-4, the chain of infection. And I've got it up on the screen right now. So what you need to do for this exercise, for this discussion post, is you need to let me know in your own words what infection control is and why it's important. Then you need to list each of the elements or links within the chain of infection. So infectious agent, reservoir host, portal of exit, route of transmission, portal of entry, and susceptible host. Then out to the side of each link or element, you'll see several ways listed to break the chain of infection. So for instance, right here you have your infectious agent, your early recognition of signs of infection, rapid accurate identification of organisms. Then for the reservoir host, you'll see another set of ways of breaking the reservoir host. Now, we all know that hand washing is one of the main ways to control infection control, or to control the spread of infection. It's not the only way, but it's the most effective and one of the most important. So when you're doing this, I'd like to see something other than hand washing, because we all know that there are other ways to break these, as you can tell right here. Okay, so for each element or link, I need at least one way of breaking that link. So again, go to the link, look to the side, you'll find those ways of breaking those links. If you break one link in the chain, you have broken the spread of infection. Okay, response 2. Review the most common types of healthcare hazards on page 269, table 11-1, and then after you've done that, tell me what environmental safety means, and in all honesty, how do you think you might react to workplace violence? such as being cursed at or spoken to in a loud, demeaning manner? Do you feel that your reaction in the workplace to workplace violence is appropriate and professional? What suggestions would you give on properly responding to workplace violence? Again, remember, this exercise is to see if you're understanding what you're reading. So I need you to refer back to your reading. If not, I'm going to ask you to refer back to that. And then you also have your responses to your fellow classmates. Now remember, your requirement is 4 separate posts on 3 separate days. That'll earn you a grade of good, which is a total of 19 points. If you want to earn the most points possible and get an exceptional, you have to go above and beyond the required number of posts, which would mean 5 separate posts or more on 3 separate days, and you can earn up to 25 points. So just remember that. Make sure that you're using your APA. In the discussions, I don't need a separate title page. I don't need a separate reference page. I don't need an abstract. All I need is you to write the discussion with your in-text citations within your body of your discussion post, and then down below I need your reference listed. Alright, so week 2 assignment. This is separate than your week 1 assignment, which is also due at the end of week 2. Your week 2 assignment is looking at chapters 9, 10, and 11 for this assignment. The assignment is very similar to a quiz. You'll have 10 questions, but many of the questions are lengthy. It's not a timed event. You can take it as many times as you like until you earn the score that you're happy with. This is a precursor to your OSHA assignment in week 3, so it's trying to get you ready for the assignment in week 3. And for that assignment, you have to score a 70% or higher to pass the class. So make sure that you take this until you're comfortable with it and that you have a score that you're happy with. You also have a week 2 quiz on chapters 9, 10, and 11. It consists of 20 questions, and you have 2 hours to complete that quiz. So do not wait to the last minute, because if you got frozen out or anything else, it's going to affect your grade. Week 1 assignment is due at the end of week 2. So by now, most of you should have submitted your rough draft to the online writing lab for their review. If you haven't done that, please do so. Once the online writing lab has reviewed your paper, they'll send it back to you via email with the submission form and your rough draft attached with their recommendations. What you do when you receive that email, forward it to me so I have it for grading. Then review the recommendations that the OWL has made and incorporate them into your final draft, which you will need to submit by Sunday, April 19th, no later than 11:59. Now, what most students mess up on this, for each step in the problem-solving process, you should have a separate paragraph and identify what step in the process you're at. So your first when you start off, explain first what your paper is about, and then your next paragraph you'll say, the first step in the problem-solving process is to identify the problem. Then tell me what your problem is so I know what you're talking about. The next step in the process would be to gather information on my problem. And what I did to do that is this, this, and this. The third step in the process is to create alternatives. And then tell me that, and then so on and so on. You do need a separate title page as per APA guidelines. You do not need, I repeat, you do not need an abstract. You need your in-text citations within the body of your paper, and then you need a separate reference page. And if you have any questions about that, please go to the Program Resources section of the classroom, click on that, and then click on the APA tab, which will have several resources there for APA. If you're still confused after that, please let me know. I'll set up a one-on-one Kaiser Live session to help you try to understand APA, what it is, why we use it, and when we use it, and how we use it. Okay. And then there are some videos in here about OSHA if you'd like to view those. Some of them we'll view in our class on Tuesday as well. All right, so that is the week 2 assignments. If you have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to contact me. Remember, for the first discussion, identify each element along with one way of breaking each element. If you do not do that, I'm going to redirect you back. And but every term I say this, and I still get papers that aren't doing it. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. Stay well, stay healthy, and love your family and hold your family close. Have a good day.